Hey friends, Ash here. Welcome back to Gents. Hope you're well. It is summertime. This is normal. This is what summer is like. Yeah. And since it is summertime and this is how it is nowadays, we're gonna be talking about this fragrance because it's new. It is Afnan's Rare Reef. That's good presentation. Rare Reef. It is one of the newest of Afnan's releases, kind of in that line with Rare Carbon, in the sense that it is a rare fragrance in the name, but has absolutely nothing to do with Rare Carbon. So as I said, this one is new. You can pick it up from JOMASHOP for about 45 bucks, but you guys know how it is. As time goes on, what's gonna happen? Option A, the fragrance price increases dramatically. Option B, you buy the fragrance and win the lottery. Sick. Option C, you buy the fragrance and somehow it butterfly effects into the end of the world. Option D, the price will drop. That's the one. Yeah, you know how it is. The fragrance launches here. After a little bit of time, it goes down a little bit. But yeah, 45 bucks as of this video. Not a bad price, all things considered. But yeah, just letting you know, as always, that's how it's gonna go. It starts here, it goes there, it goes there. Oh, nice, that's where it lives. So I'll have this one linked down in the description below. Feel free to check it out down there. And if you do purchase this fragrance from JOMASHOP or at any of the other stores that it will inevitably pop up at, use one of these codes to save yourself a little extra money. And be aware of those JOMASHOP codes because they are a-changing. They do change every quarter. That's just how it is. And July 1st, they will be different once more. They will be these codes you see laid before you. And they only work within the app, the JOMASHOP app. Would it be better if you could just plug it in on the website? Yes, it would. Can you do that? No, you can't. But yeah, if you're not all about that app life, there are a whole bunch of other codes you can use across websites like the Perfume Box, Gift Express, and many others. So keep those codes in mind. Let's go ahead and take a look at the box. That was not a smooth catch, but at least I caught it. Try again. Oh, that was also no good. I don't know why I'm acting impressed by that. On the front, you have the name of the fragrance, name of the house, size, and concentration. It is an extrait de parfum. 100 ml is the size. You've got the name of the fragrance house up on the top, Afnan. On one side, you have your batch code, as well as your sticker of authenticity. On the back, you have your ingredient information. And then on the bottom, you have your precautions. But you also have your precautions on the back as well. Keep it in a cool, dry place. Avoid spraying in eyes, the usual stuff. The box opens like so, and then your bottle will sit down inside this little foam cutout. And here we have the bottle done up in that same style as Rare Carbon. You have the name of the fragrance, name of the house right there on the front, blue coloration, kind of a slight matte silver finish to the top and the cap. And then on the top of the collar of the bottle, you have this faux stone aesthetic. You have the logo of the house on top of the cap, sticker on the bottom, which once again tells you extrait de parfum. And then Afnan on top of the atomizer as well. Let's go ahead and do a couple sprays. Check this out. Here we go. Not too bad. And I'm also gonna be doing a giveaway today of a different fragrance that has nothing to do with this one a little later on in today's video. All right, let's take a look at the note breakdown for Rare Reef. In the top, you have black currant, coriander, orange, citron, grapefruit, and mint, apricot, violet leaf, rose, and basil in the mid, and then amberwood, dates, fig, and ambrette in the base. Now, looking at that note breakdown, it is really suspiciously similar to One Pacific Chill by Louis Vuitton. I mean, you know, take a look at the notes there. A little bit close, a little bit. So when I first talked about this fragrance, which was on a This Weekend fragrance video, letting you guys know about upcoming releases, of course, I told you in that video, it looks like a dead ringer for a Pacific Chill clone. And it is, I would say, inspired by Pacific Chill in the sense that they looked at that and they went, oh, that's pretty successful. Let's do something like that, but with a twist. So yeah, it's one of those deals where you have a Middle Eastern house basically looking at something and saying, okay, cool, this is working really well, people like this, let's do something like that, but not the exact same. That's pretty much what's going on here. So when you first spray it on, really bright, fresh, citrusy, very appealing, especially if you like fruit-forward fragrances. It's tangy, slightly tart, you know, it has a faint citrus rind aspect to it, but not overdosed or anything like that. You know, the citrus rind does not go as far as something like Light Blue Forever, for example. It's just like a little smidge in there. The black currant has a little juicy bite. The mint is clean, it's prominent, and it does not go toothpastey, thankfully, because that can kill a mint fragrance or a fragrance that has mint prominently in it like that. If you spray it on and it reminds you of toothpaste right away, that's pretty much a done deal. You don't get that here. Off the top, it's very refreshing, it's bright, it's cooling, especially because of that mint, and it has this light green touch underneath from coriander. And right away, as soon as you spray this on, there is clear overlap with Pacific Chill. Now, as it goes on, you know, there are differences, and we'll talk about that a little bit as we go on here, but there's a little overlap there in the opening for sure. So if you're familiar with Pacific Chill, when you spray this one on, you're gonna get some similar vibes here. You can also pick up like aspects, little bits and pieces of Torino 21 as well from JOMASHOP, especially because of that mintiness that's in here, because Torino 21 is really well known for that, like mint citrus combination, and since you have that going on here as well, could remind you a bit of that one. So it's almost like a gestures toward those two fragrances, maybe a little bit more toward Pacific Chill, but gestures toward them, and at the same time tries to carve its own lane like in between them. So as this dries down, that initial sparkle kind of fades away, because when you first spray this on, really bubbly, zingy, lively, like I said, refreshing, bright, even icy to an extent. But it starts to settle down pretty quickly. It gets smoother, less of that kind of effervescence going on. It takes on more of a sweet, smoother tone through the mid. The mint, the citrus, they kind of take a step back, not quite as prominent as you head through the mid. There's an ozonic freshness as it dries down, so a little bit airy as you work through the mid. There's apricot in there as well. It's gonna give you like a semi-fruit bowl kind of sweetness, and that's really what helps elevate that sweet aspect as it dries down. When you compare it to the opening, that's gonna be a little bit zestier, a little bit zingier. You get some faint florals in there, kind of along the edges of the scent. They give like a, you know, like a little touch of powder, but they stay underneath everything. Like I said, along the edges, not really a focal point of the scent. Once you hit that mid, it basically stays pretty consistent into the dry down. Now, like I said, with the note breakdown, there's fig in here. There are dates in here. Don't really get a whole heck of a lot of that. The fig maybe ties into like some of those green aspects that you get in the mid that carry over into the dry down, maybe impart a touch of sweetness as well, but it's not really like a big part of the scent. And the dates, to me, not really either. I mean, it's a note that's also in Pacific Chill, and I don't really get a whole lot of it in that one either, so yeah. In the last part of the dry down, clean, smooth, little amber woody, touch of like warm musk. Some of the residual sweetness from the fruits carries over into the dry down as well. And it stays even into the far dry down, a really fresh fragrance overall. And as you would expect from the fragrance being an extrait de parfum, actually really great performance here, especially for a you know, summertime type of scent. Because a lot of people would expect with the summertime fragrance, a daytime summertime fragrance that's concentrating a lot on fruits, on mint, that it would not really last, it wouldn't linger, it wouldn't project, but this one does. Holds out really well all through the day. Obviously, if you use it during the evening, it'll be the same thing, and projects really well also, especially in the top and the mid. You could also wear this one potentially to the office or into work because it is really pleasing. You know, it's a compliment puller, it's really versatile, so be aware of that, but don't go like insanely heavy with it, again, because it's an extrait, pushes pretty well. So if you go crazy heavy in like a work type situation, it might be a little bit much. Now, of course, between this one and Pacific Chill is going to come across more natural if you do a side by side. And again, it's not exactly the same as Pacific Chill. It's kind of like, you know, in the same ballpark, in the same wheelhouse, in the same style, but also kind of doing its own thing. So not really like the greatest comparison, but kind of like you have Sauvage and you have Luna Rosa Carbon. They're in the same style, but they're not the same. It's kind of like that. It's like a style adjacent remix or something like that. It's living in the same neighborhood. Yeah. Pacific Chill to most people probably also gonna come across a little bit better textured, a little airier overall, and some of the facets of the scent are kind of tweaked a little bit differently also, just as far as like which notes come through stronger. Rare Reef though is nicely rounded off. Like I said, a nice smoothness through the mid especially and into the dry down. More accessible obviously because of the price difference between this one and the LV. And so for a lot of people out there, even though it's not like a one-to-one, it could be used in the same time, same situations. And when you consider the price and the performance and everything else like that, for a lot of people, this could be the smarter, better buy depending on what you're looking for. So fresh, tangy, slightly sweet, minty, clean, bright, and airy, with a nice smooth evolution from the opening into the dry down, while still being kind of a fruit bowl type of fragrance. Smells extremely pleasant, and if you like fragrances like Torino 21, like Pacific Chill, you will very much like this one, assuming that you're looking for a cheaper alternative of something in that style while not really being the same as either. And if I had to guess, this one will really hit its stride as that price does dip down just a little bit. Because at $45, it was a good pickup. I've got no issues, no qualms. But once this one drops down to, you know, rare carbon prices, or a little bit above that, because rare carbon, to be fair, has been out for a while. At that point, a steal. Like at that point, that's when it's just like the sweet spot. Just nice. It's like the Haribo guy. Nice. Nice. So there we go, guys. Rare Reef. Pretty friggin' good. I also picked up Tarothi Electric, so I'll do that one in a future video, but this one I chose to wear first, so that's why this one was getting talked about first. And I guess I have to decide which of the two is better, Rare Reef or Tarothi Electric, so I'll do that later. Giveaway time! Sorry guys, I just, you know, I'm just hanging out here in Dubai. You know what I'm saying? There's so many launches, guys, and I'm out here, hanging out, drinking champagne. It was the champagne? Purified water from Target. But yeah, I'm out here, bro. Because it's launch time, and when it's launch time, you know your boy is gonna be rubbing shoulders, elbows, rubbing hands with I don't know, brands or something, other TikTokers. And I picked this up while I'm out here. It did not come through the mail to my house. Okay, you got me. Dang it, dang it. But I do have this, Coco Morado. And ooh, it is from French Avenue. Like I said, it's got nothing to do with this. I just want to give it away to one of you guys, so here. So you know how it is with, oh no, sorry about that. My flipping and flopping, it came loose from the, it'll be okay. It'll make it to you safe. To be entered in the giveaway, you know the drill. Like the video, be subscribed, comment. If you don't comment, you can't win, because that's how I pick the winner. The random comment picker. In the comment, let me know your go-to warm weather scent, whatever it is, man. Doesn't matter, whatever it is. I'll pick a winner with random comment picker. It'll probably be about halfway through the following month when this video goes live. Posted it up with all the winners of the other giveaways, and if you're the winner, I will ship it out to you. That's it, that's simple. That's easy. All right, guys, that'll do it for me. Thank you for hanging with me. Stay safe out there, take care of yourselves. I'll see you tomorrow with another fragrance video. See you guys.